Hello then guys, and welcome to another YouTube video. In this one we're having a look at F1 2013, and I'm kind of going to be telling you some of my top tips on how to be kind of good at the game and reasonably competitive. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best at this game, but I am quite competitive. Obviously there's people better than me, but anyway, hopefully some of my tips and tricks will help you become better regardless. We're going to start off with the setup. I know this is pretty bad picture quality, but I don't have a HD PVR. We're going to start with the ride height as down as low as possible because it's better for the aerodynamics. Spring stiffness, we've got front and rear 11.9. Some of my setup that I have got off other YouTubers, but it works for me, and I don't know, maybe you should try it out and it could work for you. But that's how I like to run my suspension, and I find it the best for me. May I just add, the reason I had that at 9 kind of keeps the back end in check. The anti-roll bars are going 411. I run and use a controller on this. Controllers aren't obviously that good, I don't find. I'll tell you later. We got 51-49 brake, we got 1-1 on the aerodynamics, toe in all the way to the left and then out all the way to the right there. You can kind of copy this setup, pause the video in places if you need to look at stuff. Gearbox, I kind of keep the generic how it's automatically set for each track because I find that the best. And that's about it, I think. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head out onto the track and maybe see what this setup feels like, what we can do with it. And then as we can see, we're coming out here, down the main straight of Spa. Right, what I'm going to try and say, as you can see, I've got the braking lines on. This is going to help you for the first kind of trying to get to grips with it because it tells you the braking points. You can decide to brake later than them or before them, whatever. But one of the top tips I can say for this game is just try and be smooth with the steering and throttle application. Just try and be smooth. So when you're turning in, don't, most people are going to be playing this game with a controller. Don't, veer in with the analog sticks or anything. Just try and be smooth. I mean, as you can see, the steering wheel at the bottom of the screen, it's relatively smooth coming out of the corners. I'm not just jumping off of it, I'm letting it go to the outside of the track. See, the steering wheel comes to one angle and then stays there. Don't jolt left and right. Because I think that's one of the worst things you can do. Once you've turned in, that's the angle you're going at. Try not to jab at the wheel to try and get the car in because it will just unsettle the car and it won't perform as well as you hope. Ran a bit wide there off the apex, so then had to lose a bit of speed, but didn't really lose me a huge amount of time. Come around this corner here. With the throttle application, just try and be smooth. You can always upshift to try and dull the power and then stop the rear wheels from spinning. I mean, it wasn't so big last year, but with these 2014 regulation cars, it can be more important. But even on this game, as I have said, sorry. Oh, rode the curve a little bit too much there, but didn't lose too much time. These cars are quite tail happy, so upshifting early can sometimes dull the power. There we've got a 148.940. We're going to give this another lap and see if I can better that time. Another good way of getting better at the game is just by practicing, trying your best, and going around the track multiple times until you find a rhythm and find your line that works for you. And generally, most of the time, you want to keep the track as straight as possible. So running wide on the exit of the corners and going straight to the apexes on the entry to corners. Didn't touch the apex there, ran a bit wide onto that one, and then completely cut the corner, but got away with that one. So maybe this lap time isn't fully representative, but still. Steering still nice and smooth, throttle still nice and smooth. Once you're on the accelerator, don't come off of it. Don't accelerate, stop, accelerate, stop. Just once you're on the accelerator, stay on it. So don't go into a corner and apply the accelerator too early because you'll spin. Just wait until you know that the car's settled and it's going to grip when you put your foot on the accelerator, and don't slam it down, just build it up. Especially with controllers, it can be quite hard to do this, but you know, you can be precise. I can be quite precise with the controller, so it does take a bit of getting used to, but once you've done it, you can. So this lap time's 8/10 faster. All I'm going to say really to sum this whole video up is just be smooth with the steering, the throttle application, choose a setup that's good for you, and practice. Go around laps and laps until you find a rhythm and you get the gist of what you're doing. There we go, as we're coming around the last little bit of oversteer, that's what I mean. You could have shifted up there, could have dulled the power, but anyway, that lap time of 1:48.163. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.